This is Judah J. Want to make this video. I'm gonna wait until a couple people come into the chat. I haven't made a video in a little while, so I'm really sorry about that. But just been living, working all the time, and just handling my own business. Got to do that, especially now when the food prices are going up, rent's going up. It seems like everything is so out of control. You can't even wrap your mind around how difficult things are in this world right now. Just how unbelievably different and difficult, and how much it's changed in such a short amount of time. Um, this video is just shed some light on some things that Black people, my people, that we go through. We wonder why the world hates us. We wonder why everyone seems to always include us in hate that has nothing to do with us. They say that well, this something's going on in the world. Something's going on over in Ukraine. Something's going on in Israel. Something's going on wherever. And then all of a sudden, Black people are the ones that are getting the brunt of the hate, and we have nothing to do with any of these problems that have happened in the world. We are not colonizers. We are not the ones that went to different countries and enslaved different individual groups of people and stole their land and raped and pillaged and did all these horrible things to people. We didn't do this. As Black people, we have always been subjugated to some sort of master, some sort of person that has completely just ravaged our whole society, destroyed us, uh, lied to the world about us, told the world things about us as far as on their television sets and their movies, painting us as pimps and lowlifes and addicts and prostitutes and people that don't work, people that don't care about their life and care about the sustentation of having a family. They painted us as being the world's enemy, right? The boogeyman of the whole world. But then when you recognize that all of these things, these pictures, these images, these portrayals that they've made of us, has been just, of course, a lie. It's been fabricated. But if you see us in any of these living these ways, it's because we were constructed as a people to be these types of live these types of ways. We were put in the ghettos. We couldn't get houses. We couldn't get loans. We couldn't get jobs. Segregated, against, prejudiced. Go to a job, be overqualified, not being able to have the same opportunity as another person from another race, having it happen generation through generation through generation, being overlooked, being just completely gaslighted out of this whole American dream, telling us that it is one, we need to lift ourselves up by our bootstraps. When we went to school was the best because we always have to be the best at whatever we do. If we're not the best at whatever we do when we're in a job or some sort of site, a business, if we're not the best at what we do you understand what they would do to us? They would look down on us, but it's not just look down on you. They would say, okay, well, this person just doesn't have the skills. That's the reason why they should not be here. So then, knowing that, with all the racism and all of the other crap that we go through, we have to be the best. So whatever profession you see a Black person at, and I'm talking about one of these professions where you have maybe people under you that you have to manage, or people that it's some sort of technological job, or education, or whatever the job is. If you see a Black person there, and there's somebody that comes there that you know diligently, been there for a long time, I guarantee you they're probably the best at that job and can probably turn that job upside down to as far as in a good way, if they were given the opportunities that other races were given. So, anyways, back to the video. Why do people hate Black people? It's because of the promises that they know that we have from God. They know that we have been the ones that have been destitute and taken into slavery. They know more about us than we know about ourselves as a whole. Now, of course, there's people that study the Bible, Black people that study the Bible, because Black people that have done study of the history of our forefathers, we know why we got to this place that we're at right now, where it seems like we never rise. It seems like we're always on the bottom. It seems like people are always above us, but then we're always on the bottom. We're always trying to uh, gain this whole approval of the world. They understand that this problem that we're in is a social construct that's been created by them on purpose to keep us down. Because if they left us alone, like in Black Wall Street, things like this, if they left us alone, you would see a people that would flourish beyond any other nation on the face of the earth. Flourish to a point where it will be so lucrative. The money that we would make would be so lucrative. The ideas that we would create would be so revolutionary that it would just change the world. And then all of a sudden you'd have the world looking at black people as being these creators and these people that are lucrative, have money and that can gain wealth. That's why they put these roadblocks in front of us so that we will never be able to get to that place that we as black people, as the true Israelites of the Bible, as the God's people. They never want us to get to that place because they know if they left us alone, it would be nothing they could do to change the narrative. They always paint the black man in a certain narrative, being less than, being unequal, not having the brain power, not being able to control themselves, have self control, not being able to do the things that other nations of people can do. But they know, and history has shown that when they leave us alone, we are able to do more than any other nation of people on the face of this earth. Talk about all the different creations and different creative things, technological advancements that have occurred in our world. A lot of them are from black people. But the reason why you don't know that is because they patent everything. So the enemy, they will take your invention, they will patent your invention by use of fear. They'll say, okay, you created this alternative fossil of fuel for a car. Now, if you created this alternative fuel for a car, you are going to be found out and known that you did that. And so once they realize that you're a black person and you made that invention, discovered and created that, they will automatically, through fear, they may try to threaten you, threaten your life. They may try to say, oh, we'll just take it. They may try to say, well, we'll try to take a percentage of it and we'll let you have something, but we get the most of it. And if you don't agree to it, you're done. It's like they have all of these fail safes, so to speak, that are put in place in our economy, in our way of life, social construct that keeps us down. So a lot of these inventions that you have seen in the world, a lot of these inventions, technological inventions, all of these different things, great, amazing things that have furthered society and pushed society forward have been created by black people. But then they take our inventions, they patent our inventions, so that the name that you see on that invention, you'll think, oh, they're the ones that created it, but they never did. So hopefully that sheds some light on a lot of the uh, BS that they say. Oh, you're not smart enough to do this, black man. You're not smart enough to study and understand and be able to take that information and veer off and create something. No, we created everything. We created mostly everything. And so the world hates black people because of these. I'll tell you this right here, because of the promises that the Most High God has given us as being His people. That see, these people know that black people are under a curse and have been under a curse. The curse is over now. 400-year curse is over. We have been in slavery in our places of captivity all over the world for 400 years, since the time of the slave trade. Now, when I say it started at the slave trade, it started at the transatlantic slave trade, not the Arab slave trade. The Arab slave trade started in the 1500s. Now, it says in the Bible that we will be sold all over the world. In the Arab slave trade, we were not sold all over the world. This is why there's a difference between the Arab slave trade and the transatlantic slave trade. Transatlantic slave trade, we were sold all over the world, to the Americas, North America, with Canada, whatever, America, South America, everywhere in Europe, even in China, even down in Australia. I know you've heard of the Aboriginals in Australia. That was the time during that transatlantic slave trade of 1619 that we were sold all over the world. So that's when the time clock starts. The time clock starts at 1619. 400 years from 1619, 2019 happened. Now, after 2019, what do you look at the world and see what happened? You got the COVID, the little shot they gave everybody, the jab. That is a signifier. It's like a seal or something that's been opened in heaven to signify that this is a new change in the world. Judgment has now come to the place of Babylon into the nations that took the children of Israel, which are the black, which is the Negro scattered to the four corners of the earth. It's to signify that this time period is now starting of Israel coming out of the curses and the nations coming into the curses. That's why you're now seeing these different countries having all of these natural disasters and abnormalities all over the world, the tornadoes, the earthquakes. You're seeing all of these different things happening in the sky, like the blood moons that happened a couple of years ago. You're seeing all of the eclipses, which is this stuff right here is signs from heaven that there is a change. There is a change that is occurring. There's a new age that is occurring. Now, in the Bible, it says that the Gentiles are not the Negroes. The Gentiles are the other nations, the other 70 nations, right? It says they shall look to the heavens, and they'll look to the heavens as far as like to tell them what's going on in the world. They're not going to have faith as far as trusting in, not, I'm not saying everyone, but the Gentiles as a whole will be looking in the skies for different things that are amazing, miraculous things happening to show them what's going on, right? But the Israelites, the people of faith, will be trusting in God at this time. They will be looking and reading the word of the Most High God, reading prophecy from Scripture to find out what's happening. The Gentiles will be looking in the heavens. They'll be listening to things on the news. They'll be listening, getting their information from people that are lying to them, people that have been paid to lie to them, secret societies, Masons, Freemasons. Of course, the deep state, which is controlled by the fallen angels. Yes, fallen angels are already here. Fallen angels have always been here, and now there's been many different resets in the world. You ever heard of the reset? They're resetting the world now, and they're trying to take out a whole bunch of people through the jab and through killing tainting the food and tainting the air and just completely destroying our society. Right? This has happened before in the past. The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun, and so these resets have already happened. Giants were on the earth before, control the different societies. They have the high intellect, giants. I'm talking about these 8 foot, 9 foot, even higher people have been on the earth. That's why the old world looked the way it did. Go and look at the Stu Peters old world video. You can type that on Rumble. Go to Rumble and type in Stu Peters' Old World. It shows you a whole bunch of videos of the way the world looked in the 1800s, 1700s, even the early 1900s. And the buildings were huge, majestic, had columns, and just the architect was so advanced, and it was so just amazing looking, right? It was beautiful. It was in the doors of these buildings were like 20 feet tall, some of them, even some higher, right? So you would say, okay, what people that look like us, that the tallest you normally would get is in the 6 feet. If you have some really tall person, it's about 7 feet something. But what? Why would we have a need to make doors that are 20 feet high, even higher? And there were a whole bunch of buildings, right? Back in the old world, 1700, 1800, 1900. There's pictures, there's videos on YouTube that shows this old world. But go look at a Stu Peters video on Rumble of it says Stu Peters Old World. And so what they did as part of the reset is they destroyed all of these buildings. So the giants that were living on the earth, just walking around, controlling the world, they were the ones that controlled the world. What they did is they had some sort of, it was like they knew that these are Nephilim. These are the children of the fallen angels. So the fallen angels had children with men, with women, right? The women had giants. The giants now, as they were huge, but they also start having children with the other people, or the giants, not just the fallen angels, the giants. So then, of course, the height got shorter, but they were still giants, and they were still from that seed of the fallen angels. They ruled the world. They have high intellect, which they can create all of these huge structures and create all of these different technologies that they say that we just got advanced later on. Like in the 1700s, a lot of countries didn't even have a wheel, didn't even know how to make a wheel. A lot of countries didn't know how to put certain things together, chemicals and different materials together to create different structures and high rises. But they had all that. What they did was, because of the time, this is the time of the end, and they are of Satan's seed, they know that Satan has a short time before his kingdom is done. So they had a meeting, however they did it, and they went away. They went away to another place. The giants that were on the earth, that were during, they lived on earth as being, everyone knew that these giants were the ruling power back then. 1700s, 1800s, 1900s. That's why people don't have recollection of that time. People's grandparents don't know. It's like, what, we don't know who our forefather, who our grandparents were. We don't know who our great grandparents were. We don't have any records because it was like a mind wash. They did a reset. These people were on the earth. They went and left. They left where we can see them, right? The giants that control the world. They went to different parts of the world that we don't know anything of. On the map, there are different lands that mankind does not know. Normal mankind does not know anything about, and they're there. And so what they did was to start to get rid of the trace that they were here. They had all these fires. They had fires that completely destroyed all of these different structures in these different cities all across the world. Imagine there being huge cathedrals and buildings. The houses they lived in were so majestic and tall and had huge doors, and it was beautiful, and the world was beautiful, right? But see, the thing is, they had to take away every trace of their existence for the next reset. The next reset started like in the 1900s because there was another old world. Once again, go watch Stu Peters' old world video on Rumble. It's rumble.com, right? They had to take the trace away of their existence. So they destroyed their world. They had and how they destroyed their world. Do you remember Hawaii? That just happened, the fires in Hawaii that destroyed everything. And it's like the fire, the things that were destroyed couldn't have been destroyed by a normal fire because it was disintegrated. Just like the World Trade Center. It was the metal, the building was disintegrated. It wasn't from no explosion because the heat wasn't hot enough in order to destroy the structure. So they had lasers, fallen angel technology that destroyed Hawaii a couple years ago, destroyed Hawaii so they can rebuild for this new reset. It's part of the new reset when they start making all of these smart cities. The smart cities are going to have everything you need within a 15-mile radius. That's what they're doing now. They're having these fires that they say are forest fires that are just somebody just lit a match in a forest and it just lit up everything. Are you freaking kidding me? They have lasers that they are zapping all of these different locations with. The lasers. That's what's disintegrating all the buildings, burning up land, burning up the grass and everything, but are burning up the cars, but leaving the grass untouched. Like the fire just jumped over the grass or jumped over some other spot when it's right there. Makes no sense, right? So they're doing a reset where they're trying to reset the world again because the world is awakened to the knowledge of who they are. Of course, they've done this before, but the reason why this reset is different than the last resets, and there's probably been many resets, the giants are getting ready to reveal themselves again. That's why you're seeing in the movies, that's why you're seeing on television, and that's why everybody's talking about it on social media about how these giants are coming back and the aliens and the UFOs and all. They're getting ready to present themselves to the world again. The Bible says that men's hearts shall fail for fear of the things that shall come in the last days. The last days are now. So before now, those giants, they were in another part of the world that we don't know anything of. We have a map that shows different countries. There are other land masses. Of course, you know about Antarctica, which is not some sliver of ice. It is surrounded. It surrounds the world. On the outer rims of the world is all Antarctica. It's not, and so you have this, the world is not a globe. The world is like a circle. In the Bible, it talks about in Genesis that the God sits on the throne, his circle. The earth is a circle that does not move. So it's like his footstool. So his foot, so imagine this. Listen to this. This is very important. You know how NASA shows videos of the world and they show it looking like at the world, like I'm looking at you. You see the world like that? Stop looking at it like that. You're supposed to look down. Oh, yeah. You're supposed to look down at the world. They never will show you a picture of the earth looking down at it. Because if they did, they would show you that it was a circle, not a globe. It's a circle. So it's like God's looking down at the globe, at the circle, right? And that ice sheet that they say is Antarctica is not some one stationary part on the bottom of the world, right? It is all around the earth. It cools the earth down. It has something to do with the way God made the earth. It has the hot and the cold. You have this rim of ice around, but on that rim of ice, there are lands that surround even in the inside of that ice. So imagine the circle, you're looking down, Antarctica's all around the circle. There's other lands that are not that we don't know anything about. We're in the middle of the circle. So you have all the other countries like America, South America, Canada, Russia, Europe, China. We're in the middle of the circle. Then outside of the middle, like here's the circle. Here's all the countries. Over here is Antarctica that goes all the way around like a circle. And like right here are other nations. You get it? Other land masses. That's why they say there's certain distances that you can travel. You travel from like South America and you go to Africa, right? And it takes like a really long time. They'll make like 9 or 10 stops before they get there because they don't want you to know the true distance between lands. Because if you knew the true distance between lands, you'd say, okay, well, why is it so far? Why is it not as far as a from South America to, let's say, South America to Australia? So from South America to Australia shouldn't be as far as they say it is, but they make different stops. They make different stops, so you don't really know how far that those land masses are far apart from each other. This is all a part of the lie. They have to do this because they want to keep you thinking this thing is a globe when it's not a globe. And I went here because it's all going and coinciding with the knowledge that this is all a lie. Everything is a lie. So this reset, they're trying to reset the earth, but they can't reset the earth the way they want to because of the age that we live in, because this is judgment time. God's getting ready to judge them. In the other resets, it wasn't time for them to be judged. In the other resets, it was not time for these wicked men and women that are under the hedge or under the rulership of the deep state or the giants that come from the fallen angels. They control the world. All the presidents and all the nations, they go to some secret place in the world, right? In the physical realm or in the spiritual realm through the marine kingdom. They go there too. They could be sitting in their house and spiritually transport through by ways of what is that? Astral projection. They can project their own spirits into another, their own soul into another place. You understand what I'm saying? These leaders can actually transport their own souls, their spirits, into another place, another realm, which is the marine kingdom, to meet up with all of these fallen angels and demons. And they tell them what they're supposed to do on the earth, how to judge the earth, how to deal with different situations, what initiatives, what laws, what rules to pass. This is the deep state. The deep state is not human. The deep state is from Satan's kingdom, from his realm. So they've been doing this from the beginning, right? When we lost power, the Israelites, the world got turned over, right? And not just then. I mean, when Adam lost power, these fallen angels basically just they had a period of time. Satan had a period of time to control the world. That's why he told Christ, anything you want, come up to the mountain, bow down to me. I'll give you anything you want, because he had the power to do it. And Christ did not say you don't have the power to do this. He said, "Get behind me, Satan, for you shall worship the Lord your God, and the Lord your God only shall you, or serve the Lord your God. Only the Lord your God you shall serve." But he didn't say, "Satan, you can't give me these things," because Satan had now control over the world temporarily. So ever since then, this deep state has been in the world. So now there's not going to be a reset like you think now. It's going to be judgment on the nations that did what they did to the children of Israel, which are the Negroes scattered to the four corners of the earth. Now that the whole reset thing where they start this whole new civilization and society, and and it's like they fool everyone into, there's going to be lots of purging of people in the world, but it's going to be God judging. It's going to be God judging the nations for sin. But it's not going to be where they get just start over. It's going to be different because they're now going to be getting judged, and the time of the end is now. Christ is getting ready at whatever time he does, because I don't set dates. He's getting ready to come back here. And now it's going to be the time of Christ, reign on the earth, 1,000-year period. The wicked are going to be purged out of the world, destroyed. His children, the children of Israel, the Negroes scattered to the four corners of the earth, are going to rule with him. The Gentiles that love him and serve him and trust in him shall rule with him on his holy mountain under the children of Israel. It's different now than it was in the past. This reset's going to be different because of the age we live in, because of the judgment now. It's that time now. Before, it wasn't that time. They can keep resetting the world all they want and putting us in bondage and all this slavery and all this evil. But now, because of the time we live in, so it's about to wrap up. So now you're going to see giants. You're going to see fallen angels. You're going to see aberrations in the spiritual realm that is going to shock the living out of you. If you don't know Christ, you will not be able to make it. Your heart shall fail for fear because of the things coming to this world. Because it is Satan knows he has but a short time. And so because of that, he has to throw everything at it. I know you've heard of CERN. They're opening up portals to different realms to bring these demonic spirits over to our realm. It's antimatter or dark matter, which is demonic spirits coming from a place that has no control, the satanic realm, hell, and all that, coming from that complete realm of just just catastrophe, just coming to our realm, right? No control, right? Now, now they're opening up the realms. Now, check this out. So that that realm, these wicked ones that are controlling the world, right? The ones that have all the money, the ones that made these oaths with Satan and his kingdom, they know exactly who God is. They know who his people are. They know who the fallen angels are and the demons, because they're the ones controlling them, telling them all the rules to make and all the laws and all of the everything, right? But now they're trying, they don't know, they're only setting themselves up and everyone else for destruction by opening these different realms through CERN, these machines that they got the knowledge and the intuition from the fallen angels to create, to open these different realms and destroy this world, because they're like this. We know God hates us because God says he does hate certain people. They know that he hates them. So they want to, instead of giving this world to the children of Israel, which is the Negro scattered to the four corners of the earth, knowing that that's the judgment of the Most High God and that's the promise, they'll say, we'll destroy this place rather than give it back to you. We will destroy this place. So the world hates black people because they know that we're children of Israel. They know we have a promise from the Most High God to be rulers with him, under him. They know that our bondage is about to be over. They know that we shall be the ones that are blessed. We shall be the ones that shall reign with the Most High God, and have all of our powers and gifts and all of this stuff that the Most High God promised to us. Everything is coming to us. We just got to hold on. The world knows. The ones in power that have the knowledge of what's going on, and they know about the secret books. The Bible says in Revelations, anyone that takes anything out of this book or adds anything to this book, they'll be accursed. You know how many books they took out of the Bible? The wicked ones took so many books out of the Bible that told you, would tell you everything that's going on in this world, that would tell you who the enemies of God are, that would reveal who they are. They took all of these books out of the Bible, and out of the holy books, because they knew that in the last days we would be reading these books, that we would come back to the knowledge of who we are as being the children of Israel, right? The Negro scattered to the four corners of the earth. And so they remove these books. By doing it, they damn themselves. So they're like, okay, God hates us, so we're just going to live and do whatever we want. It says in the book of Solomon, in the Apocrypha, they're like little, in the second chapter, it says they're like little children that roam on the earth. Just, I'm paraphrasing. They just have fun. They just go from place to place like little children, just doing whatever their hearts desire. And that's what they do. And so when they see us, We're like the remembrance of God's promise. We are the evidence that their judgment is coming because we're still here. And they've been doing everything to destroy us. But the Most High God, because of his protection, his love, because of his promise, has kept us. So they've destroyed so many peoples that existed on this earth before. They've destroyed so many different nations of people all throughout time, but they couldn't destroy us, the Negro, because of God, who our God is. Our God is the God of heaven. Our God is the God of heaven and earth. Our God controls everything. He controls Satan. He controls everything. Satan can't do anything without the Most High God's approval. So if the Most High God is judging the world based off of sin, the Most High God, he says in the Bible, it says that God controls the good and the evil. He creates the good and the evil. What does that mean? That means he gives the enemy authority to do certain things to people on the earth, either to get them back right with him or to judge them and destroy them if they don't get back right with him. So in the end, the Most High God is in control, and Satan can do nothing of his own volition without the Most High God allowing him. So our God is God. Our God is the Most High God, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, in the name of his son, Yahusha HaMashiach. Anyways, blessings to you. Please like, share, subscribe. Um, if you would like to, please like, share, subscribe. Subscribe now if you haven't subscribed. I'll be bringing more heat to the channel. If you would like to donate to the channel, please go to Cash App. That really helps me out. It really would help me out. $ Judah J Talks 144. So that's $JUDAHJTALKS 144. Anyways, once again, like, share, subscribe, push the thumbs up. You push the thumbs up, that brings people to the channel. Love you guys. Enjoy the sun wherever you're at. Enjoy the sunny day. And until next time, you guys, love you and shalom.